But one of the main issues, and another thing that a lot of people have been making fun of the U.S. for, amongst all the normal things we usually get crap for, is just all the attendance issues that we've been having with really both of the tournaments, the Gold Cup and the Club World Cup. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that obviously the games are going on in the middle of the day because they're trying to
Yeah.
cater a little bit to the European time zone as well, getting games on at night over there. What do you think that a lot of the attendance issues are chalked up to? Is it just the time of day, general disinterest in the tournaments, which I think is legitimate in some of these with the clubs, some of the clubs not even taking it seriously? But what do you kind of attribute some of these attendance issues with here in stateside?
I think it was just really like it was just a poor decision to just think that like, all right, we're gonna bring this competition that historically hasn't been like taken seriously in the past. And oh, by the way, we're gonna bring it to a country that doesn't really care about soccer. Like, yeah, it's growing, but like, we still like the majority it's NBA, NFL, even like NHL, like it's just all those sports are supreme. Like even MLB, like people show up for a baseball game, but they really just don't show up for soccer unless it's like, like a huge friendly between like a couple teams and it's like a one-off thing.
Right.
But like I think attendance will pick up once you get into knockout stages. You kind of have more of like, the PSGs going against like maybe a Real Madrid. I don't know how the groups are going to shake up, but you're going to have games kind of that stature, I guess you could say. But like when you have like Auckland playing Bayern, like no one's going to turn up to that game. So like I think it was just a bit misleading and misguided by FIFA, just thinking that like, oh yeah, we're gonna bring this competition, we're gonna make it a tournament style, and we're gonna do it in America. Like that'll be cool and exciting. There's a lot of people there, and it's like, yeah, but like no one really cares that much. Like it's gotta be like a one-off game. It has to be two big teams. It has to, and kind of like alluding to the reel you sent me today, that guy that like pulled up on Mendez from PSG had no idea who the guy was, no idea that this is
Yeah, that's
literally
crazy.
the best left back in the world right now that just won the Champions League. And
Yeah.
that's what they're bringing that to America, to like a bunch of people who are like that. Like he can walk the street and nobody knows who he is, but if it was anywhere else, he wouldn't be able to walk that freely. He would be getting swarmed. So
Yeah.
I think it's just a combination of that. Just kind of like what were you thinking, FIFA? Like
Yeah. Try.
bringing, I don't know, just trying to bring the Club World Cup to a nation that doesn't really care about soccer at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. It drives me nuts when I see those videos and they're literally brushing past like some of the best players in the world, some of the most famous, and they have
Right.
absolutely no clue who they're talking to. They're like,
I
are you
mean,
famous? You
Vitinha was
look
right
like
there
you're
in
blah,
the
blah, blah.
reel with him.
I know. Like, you're literally talking to two of the most informed players in the world right now, coming off an historic season. And he's like, oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you guys,
man.
what do you guys do? You look like you play sports. Like, I was like, you're
You
such
must
an
be
idiot,
famous.
bro.
Like,
Any other country in the world and they're getting swarmed. Like you
yeah,
were saying, I
dude.
think that's kind of why they like coming over here, some of the players, just because they can kind of wander around and be normal and no one recognizes
Right.
them. But
Yeah.
yeah, I kind of agree with what you're saying overall. I think it's also dumb to have two pretty big tournaments going on at the same time in the same country.
Yeah.
Like even the lovers of soccer, besides the obvious time issues that some of these games are going on, they kind of have to decide between the two. Like, are you going to go to a USMNT game, or are you going to go to like Man City and Al Hilal or whoever? So
Hmm.
kind of got to make those decisions as well. And then kind of with the being taken as seriously, some of the teams not sending their first squad can also be a little bit weird. But I also think it's just FIFA's obsession with putting some of these tournaments in the US now, because that's kind of similar, not quite to Saudi's, level, but we provide the most money. We have, obviously beautiful stadiums to host things in. We pay a lot of money to host the competition and TV rights and all that. So I do think that's a big part of it for sure. And I know that
Hmm.
Infantino the president of FIFA is pretty, I guess, involved with American and trying to get as many tournaments and games over here. Like they were talking about La Liga games being hosted. It's like, what are we doing? Like that's
Yeah.
stupid. But
So dumb. That's not gonna work.
yeah, so I do think that's a little bit off putting, and that's besides the fact that I just don't think this Club World Cup is necessary. Like the Intercontinental Cup or whatever was before that was fine. Like you just send all the Champions League winners in like a little bit of a one-off tournament. I don't really get the appeal. Like there might be a few games in there, but I don't get the appeal as of right now unless they pull a Nations League vibe and start sending really really good teams there and everything. So